för väl min söta flicka som jag beständigt älskar tar. Min avskedsskål den vill jag dricka, för innan jag ifrån far. Jag älskar dig som ingen annan, så länge blodet har sitt lopp. Och leva skåla vi tillsammans till döden skiljer själ och kropp. När var hej vadå, hej 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 då, hej ha, där var dig vadå, hej ha, där var dig vadå, var dig vadå, hej 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 då, hej ha, där var dig vadå, hej ha, där var dig vadå.
My name's Richard Burgess, and I'm my connection to Rauland is that I'm well, I've played here. I suppose I don't know how many times, but a few times with a band called Five Men in a Boat. But this time and last year, and I think the year before that too, I was brought here as a sort of master of ceremonies for the main concert and for the concert down at the pub. Well, it's a folk music festival, an international folk music festival, in this little place called Rauland, which is right up in the mountains of Norway, and it's not a big place, quite isolated in a way. So it becomes a very intense festival because you have all these artists from various parts of the globe coming here, and not least you have all the students. And perhaps even more so, you have all the former students who all come back for the festival. So it becomes a very intense get-together. It's a bit like being on an island out at sea. We're a long way from Oslo or any other big town. So it's a very intense experience. The festival is for everybody, but on the other hand, I'd say that probably there are few festivals where so many people in the audience also play. So, and that makes it even more of an experience for the people who don't play, because they don't just get the concerts. I mean, the concerts are one thing, but at least as impressive is what happens after the concert in the evening, and indeed late at night, when the various people, both the performers themselves, the paid professional performers and the amateur people in the audience are playing together. So, like last night, there was Bruce Molsky, America's foremost old-time musician, sitting with a lot of young Swedish and Norwegian musicians and playing in a session until late at night. Wonderful. You don't find that many other places, I don't think. And it occurred to me last night when the sessions were going on that people who go to rock festivals, they just don't know what they're missing. I mean, you go to a rock festival, you don't get to sort of jam with Mick Jagger afterwards, do you? I mean, that's what's so inspiring for people coming to the festival. I think that there's not this huge distance between on stage and off stage. Well, I mean, this is we're in Telemark, which is one of the counties of Norway, which is perhaps most closely associated with Norwegian folk music. So the national instrument, the Hardanger fiddle, has a very strong position here. Just to say a little bit about the instrument, I don't play it, I don't know it well, but it's a fiddle with these harmonic strings under the main four strings that are tuned to resonate with the strings that you play with the bow, and the result is a very unusual sound, absolutely unmistakable. And there's a whole tradition of music based on this instrument, and it's tuned in many different sorts of ways, giving it a different texture, different resonance. So that's I suppose the dominant instrument in this area, and it has a a big place in the festival itself. There are two main sort of types of folk dancing. One of them is called gammeldans, old time dancing. The wrong name really, because it's the more modern of the two. And that consists, there's waltzes and there's mazurkas and there's Rauland, which is a bit like a schottis. And then there's the other group of dances which are called bygdedanser, which are much more difficult. Local variants of them, 3/4 of them, springad, which is uneven very often. So it's a difficult style to learn to play. And I'm sure it's equally difficult to learn to dance. Wonderful to watch. There's no sort of age limit, or you find you can dance with somebody twice your age or half your age, and you can play with people from all different age groups as well. So it's a very inclusive environment. I'm not quite sure whether it's growing. It always feels to me as if everyone seems to be able to dance. But I think that says something about Rauland. A very, rather an unusual sort of sample of humanity here. The festival is organised by the Institute for Folk Culture, which is part of the Høgskolen, which is a university college of the county of Telemark, and it's actually. This university college has different institutes around the county, and this one is in the Rauland is devoted to folk culture, and not just music, but also folk arts, crafts, and so on. So they're the organisers, and they also have exchange programs with other similar institutes around the world. So this year, for example, there are students and performers from Hungary and from Ireland, from Limerick in Ireland, that attend similar institutions in their own country. And that's one of the sources of the variation in the programs that we get at Rauland, is that there are these exchange programs. Yeah, these festivals have a dual sort of purpose. I mean, one of them is fun and enjoyment, but they're also vital for keeping traditions alive and keeping people interested in traditions. And developing traditions, that's perhaps another aspect of folk music which has a lot of focus here, is that a tradition is not something in a museum that's there and unchanged and unchangeable. It's something that actually is changing still. So adapting and developing traditions and making them modern. And you see that very much both in the music, but not least in the crafts here. That they are traditional, yes, but they're also very modern. These are traditions that are still alive and kept alive by not least by festivals like this. Both anything from knife making to fiddle playing.
Once I lived in old Virginia, North Carolina I did go. There I spied a fair young damsel, her age I never did know. as any charcoal. Her eyes were like some diamond blue. On her bosom she wore white lilies. My poor heart